All right, welcome back. This is the Pocket Programmer here with the Pocket Size Programmer. You might hear him comment in the background. This is Ursina Tower Defense number 7, and we've been away from this for a little while, so we are going to come back with something kind of special, and that is Beepbox. Beepbox.co, you can see the website up here, is a nice easy way to kind of compose some music for your video games. This is totally free to use, it's easy to use, and it's kind of hard to screw up. So even if you just do something really silly, it's going to sound okay. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to make this. I always like to start with the drums, which requires that you use the bottom one here. And chip noise, there's different drum sets. I'm just going to stick with the chip noise. Let's do something real simple for our music here. You can hear how this is going to sound. Okay, nice simple background. We're making a very short and easy song this time. This string synth 2. If you want your music to sound good, obviously you might want to use things like this. I just want like an old school video game sound. So I'm going to look for one of these things up here, like, let's try, I want FM distortion. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, I want to try something different. We have, I'm looking at the top. There we go. Square wave, triangle wave, square lead. These are the things that I like. Let's see what square lead sounds like. You know what? I think the square wave I like even better. I couldn't tell the difference. Whatever. It's going to work. So we're going to go with something kind of simple. Let's drag. And we'll get some. And give that one like a. See how it sounds when you put it all together. That's the only part I didn't really like, and I think we need to not just have the one thing going over and over again, so I'm just going to add a second part of this. Oops. And now when I put it all together, add that, change this to a 2. Last time, make sure it's all good. So pretty simple. Obviously I could put a lot more effort into that, but we got a song, it works. So I'm going to use it. So we are going to do File, Export Song, and I'm just going to call it a TD song for Tower Defense Song. I don't want the outro because I'm just going to keep looping this thing over and over again. Loop count 1, that's fine. Want to save it as a .wav file, and I can export it. And hopefully this doesn't take too long. All right, so it's saved down here, and I want to include it in my TD game. So I'm gonna have to open up my Finder window. If I open this, it's gonna, yeah, I knew that. It opened iTunes on me. That's not really what I wanted. So what I really need is to get it into the proper folder, but we're gonna make that happen. While we're waiting, since I already know I'm gonna call it TD Song, we need to introduce this into our game. So under here, app Ursina, I have all this stuff. This is where I had the background, the camera, all that other stuff set. So what I can do is, I have to call the audio by some sort of variable. I'm just going to call it A equals audio. And then you have to name it. So we call that TD song, and it's going to be a .wav file. Pitch is going to equal 1. loop is going to equal true because we want it to just keep going. And autoplay also equals true because we want it to just start right away. So once I get this thing included in my file path over here, it's going to be all set and ready to go. So let's see how this is looking. TD song. That's what I need. Now I need a new window here. New Finder window. In my opinion, this is the easiest way to move things around. So I'm looking for Python. Whoops, I did a space, didn't I? Project. I sure did. And I'm checking on this Mac. That's the folder that I want. This is the file that I want. So I'm just going to click and drag. And it should show up here. There it is, tdsong.wave. And when we run, hopefully this doesn't take too long, we should be able to hear the song as it's being played in the background while everything else happens. You can hear it. All right. So our song works. I need to close this down. Get out of here, iTunes. Okay, so that was one thing we wanted to get done. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm actually going to note this out because I don't want to hear that song over and over again while I'm testing things out. We'll put it back in when we're done, and who knows, maybe we'll add some more to it, add some different songs, add some different sound effects. Lots of things we can do with this eventually. The next thing I wanted to do is introduce the idea of money into our game, because the idea is right now the way it's set up is there's 2 bad guys and infinite towers. How fast can I click? Well, I want to limit the number of towers that we can have. So we're going to set it up so that when you kill one of the bad guys, you get money. And when you have enough money, you can buy a tower. So first I'm going to go back to the top of my program where I have other things here. And I think I'll put this before, and I'm just going to call it money. And, excuse me, let's start with 100. You need to be able to afford some sort of tower. And iTunes is still trying to get my attention. So we're going to start with 100. And money is going to take effect probably in the input and in the update. So I need to include it in both. So let's call it global money here under our input and global money here under our update. So first off, when we had left mouse down, we had found the world point, and that's where we placed the tower, and we're appending that to our tower list and all that stuff. Now we want to set it up whereby if you don't have enough money, then it doesn't work. So we want to know that and money is greater than or equal to, let's make towers cost 100. So greater than or equal to that. And in addition to actually placing one of these things, we also want to reduce the money by that amount. So we know that's going to be the case for when we're placing towers. Under the update, anytime you kill a bad guy, let's make them be worth, I'm actually going to make it 100 right now just because I only have the 2 bad guys and I want to test to make sure this stuff works. So here's where we get what happens when you kill one of the bad guys. So when this happens, we'll do money plus equals, let's even make it 200. That will change, but for now, that's something. Part of what else I want to be able to do is to figure out, well, how am I going to know how much money I have at any given point? And for that, we're going to need some sort of text window. So we're going to call this money underscore text, and this is going to be a text entity. And we are going to have this as a formatted text is the first thing that we see. So let's do F quotes, and let's call these schmeckles. And it's going to be determined, I already called the variable money, so we'll just call it money there. So that is our formatted text, and we are going to put it in a certain position. I've discovered that 0.7, 0.4 is a nice upper right corner area to put something. And we are also going to say eternal equals true. The reason being is when we get to the point when we start clearing the screen, this isn't something we're going to want to go away, at least not just on a basic screen clear. Maybe we'll want to change that, but for right now, I think that's probably a good plan. Next thing I want to do, back in my update, in addition, anytime the amount of money changes, we want to make sure that that change is displayed as well. So let's do money text dot text equals, oops, and it says formatted text again. We'll still call it schmeckles and money. We're just copying it down. The thing is, this is forcing it to update with whatever the value of money is at that time. So let's see how this works. Hopefully we don't have any errors. And we can see how the money works. And I think I set the bad guys too strong, but that's okay. We'll just run it again here in a second. So schmeckles was 0. Hopefully that said 100. Yeah, let's start with 500, and let's make the bad guys not quite so strong. Where do I have them? I have them here. That guy has 1,000, 200. Let's make this 100. Just in case that's too strong, that's 50. I also noticed that the towers don't shoot from quite as close as I would have wanted. So let's say, let's make this distance a little bit more. Instead of 4, let's make it 5. And we'll try again. So we have 500. And every time and we killed one. So you saw that the number of schmeckles went back up after we took that one guy out. This right here is a problem. They're still shooting at somebody who's not there, but that is something we will fix in the future. Okay. We have a lot to fix. First off, this is how far to the right. This is my X value. It was a little bit too far. Instead of 0.7, let's make that 0.65 and hope that that will be enough to account for even more money. What else didn't I like? I think that was it. Everything was updating the way I wanted. Let's see where that position is now. All right. Generally speaking, it works. There are some fixes to be made. But what happens over here, notice I can't add any more towers now because I don't have enough schmeckles. Looks like I have enough for 5, maybe 6 digits. I'm hoping not to have values quite so high, but you know, we'll see. If we have to slide this over a tiny bit more, we can at some point. But for now, I think we're in pretty good shape. So, not perfect, but I've accomplished everything I wanted to accomplish for today. So, until next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. You know, anything, any interaction with my channel is good news for everybody, especially me. Thanks again. Take it easy.